everyone. Don the Old Radio Guy here. More like I'm the old guy, not the old radios. A little update on a couple of things. First of all, a health situation. And if I stand up, you can see that I got my arm in a sling. And no, it was not a Saturday evening brawl at the local bar. If anybody knows me, you know it's definitely not me. I had shoulder surgery coming up 2 weeks ago, and my arm is in a sling, and it shall remain so for 3 months. So my ability to work on the bench, seeing as how it's my right arm and I'm right-handed, is severely restricted. So we shall not be turning out too much. However, I do have an update on the dual 1007 turntable that I did before. Just a little update on it anyhow, so I'll reposition the camera and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I have this 1007 that I've grown quite fond of, and it's much more of a turntable, special turntable than I would have thought. To me in the past I would have tossed these things, but this one came from a friend of mine, and I just decided I liked the experience of fixing it up. So the previous video showed that. What it didn't show, and what I can't show now because it's all done, is that this spindle, this automatic tall spindle, I think it's an AW2, was defective in that the little rubber pieces in here had long since perished and fallen out. So courtesy of a couple of videos on YouTube, I found a way with little snippets of appropriate width and depth belt that I had, just a little 3-inch belt, and I fixed that, plus another one I had on one of my turntables. Pardon my jiggles, but I am I'm doing this with my wounded arm. So at any rate, I'll show you what it's done, or how it works. So the rubber pieces hold the record stack, pardon me, and then the bottom record can drop and play, and like normal changers it will. And as you can see, it plays. I've replaced the rocker cartridge that was in it simply because they're no longer available, and while it worked it was very weak in sound. So I'll just change this and show you how it changes and drops the next one, and if there was more than 2 records on there it would keep the rest of the stack involved. So as I said, I am so impressed with this. I can actually get it to track at about 3 grams and trip reliably. Of course there's no, let me stop that. There's no anti-skating or things like that, but actually with a ceramic cartridge it can track. Then I went a little crazy. Because this came out of a console, I had no base for it or anything, so I decided to make this base, and if I can show you, it's a solid wood base, and the front part is actually solid oak. I had a piece that I could do. So I built this up and did a faux finish on the rest of it, and I oversized it simply because I'm trying to make it look more grandeur than it actually is. So I've played this I don't know how many times. I don't think I'd play my priceless classical records on it, but even at 3 grams it's probably safe to play most records. I'm impressed with it, really I am. I thought basically at the bottom of the line before Dual got into some very high grade quality turntables and changers, that this was just not going to be one of them. So I've had my joy in fixing it up, and it works flawlessly. The idler's been done up, the motor's been done up, and all the lube and all that stuff that I mentioned before, and it plays just wonderfully. And I think I will have to put this up on sale because, as I've said many times, I have many more turntables than I need. But you know something? I've got 2 Philips turntables, which I also designed or deemed to be not worthy of my attention. I now am going to fix them up. I've got a Telefunken down there, and maybe another one I can't remember. I'm going to give a try at doing them all up and putting them into some kind of service. Maybe somebody out there will be interested in owning and using a turntable of this vintage and of this quality. At any rate, I will be putting it up for sale shortly, modestly, for all the work I put into it, especially making the base, which took me hours and hours and hours. If I sell it for $100, then that won't even cover my half of my time. But at any rate, I just wanted to show everybody, and that I've still got my hand in. I've got a few other projects to do. I've got some PC boards that I got from Elliott Sound Products from Australia, probably a year and a half to 2 years ago. I'm just now getting around to putting the parts in. It's going to be part of my new bench amp. Let me just show you the old amp if I can without breaking my arm. That's the old amp, and it worked fine, but it's not suitable. I've got outrigger jacks and fittings on there, and I've got a hum problem that crops up every once in a while, and I'm just sick of it. So I've got a new case, which looks like it's really a lot bigger, but for all the extra things I'm going to be putting into it, it's going to be a tight fit, so I've got to be careful. And this is so far the boards that I've got. It's this one is a volume and bass treble and balance board with 1, 2, 3 integrated circuits on it. I've got a preamp board, a magnetic preamp board in there, and I might be making my own. Actually, I will be making my own board. I've been fooling around with a preamp for ceramic cartridges, and what I have right now is this little jumper set, which allows me to feed the ceramic cartridges properly into the magnetic input. And unfortunately, I can't use that design because it's it loads down the input to, I think it's 18K resistor that's on there. Where are we? I'm drifting away again. There it is. And I can't, because magnetic cartridges require 47K ohm input generally, and I want to maintain that. So I'm building a separate preamp for this, and having separate jack systems and a separate section of the input switch to do it. So it's all going to be fun. I can't do much with my arm in the sling, and the doctor has forbidden me to do anything outside of the sling for 3 months. So that's going to be middle of November before I'm ready to start getting in here. So when I am, I shall be back online. So everybody have a good rest of the summer, and if I can think of anything else to post, I will. Okay, take care. Thanks for watching.